Independent candidates in the Tlokwe by-elections in Potchefstroom in the northwest feel vindicated by the IEC's decision to put its senior officials on precautionary leave. They were disqualified from standing in 6 wards for what the IEC said was the failure to have 50 signatures from people in their wards as required by the Electoral Act. The Electoral Court in Bloemfontein will this morning consider an urgent application from the Tlokwe independent candidates. Spokesperson for the independent candidates, David Calm, says he's optimistic that they've got a winnable case against the IEC.
Information we have at our disposal, dictates that the IEC is on the wrong side of things and the law and all of that. So we are going to present this to court.
With only a day left before the by-elections, the IEC confirmed it puts a senior official on precautionary leave. It disqualified 6 independents after the verification process and accused some Electoral Commission officials of collusion.
And to tell us more, we are now joined live by our reporter Solofelo Matibedi, who is monitoring the situation in Tlokwe. Good morning to you. Following the weekend clashes, what is the situation like on the ground at the moment?
Let me just paint a picture for you. What is happening now in Tlokwe can be described only as a low-intensity war. And both sides are using whatever arsenal that they have in their possession to ensure that they win this by-election. There's been, as you indicated, violence over the weekend, just behind me here. And again today, there are reports of food parcel, which is one thing that the DA has always been complaining about, saying, during by-elections, food parcels get distributed around this area of Tlokwe. They are saying that they understand that people need those food parcels, but they are just worried about the timing. Now, it was said that at a hall just few meters away from me yesterday, people around here were supposed to be given about 1,000 title deeds, and that event was then postponed to today, which is why I'm saying it's a low-intensity war and everybody is using whatever arsenal that is in their possession to ensure that they win this.
So on that note, we understand that there are several high-profile politicians who will be campaigning today. Can you confirm this?
Yes, it's going to be very interesting in Tlokwe today because we are seeing former known allies, Fikile Mbalula on the one hand, and EFF leader Julius Malema going toe-to-toe for this by-elections. There's always been speculations, and I've spoken to Professor Andre Duvenage about it on a couple of occasions. There's always been speculations that there was or there is an invisible EFF hand that is at play in this by-elections. So it seems today will be the day when that invisible hand then comes out to say, yes, I am here, just exposes itself. And on the other hand, there are other, there's campaigning that's going around from all sides, from all the 5 political parties that will be participating in the by-elections here.
Have any of those candidates arrived yet?
The candidates have been doing the rounds throughout the weekend. It was mainly over the weekend where we saw a lot of movement, where you saw, the support base of different parties. You saw Lindiwe Mazibuko around with the DA support base. We saw independent candidates walking around with their own support base and, interestingly enough, wearing red T-shirts. And we even saw the ANC having requested or gotten help from the neighbor in the Free State province to come and really ensure that they regain Tlokwe.
So the gloves are off. The IEC in the northwest is embroiled in candidate scandal, where 6 independent candidates filed court papers challenging the IEC's decision to disqualify them. Can you just update us on this whole issue, please?
even when we spoke to David Kam, who is the spokesperson for the independents, while he didn't want to say a lot about what is happening behind the scenes of their about their court appearance and all of that, but he indicated even as way back as about 2 weeks ago, where he said they do have information that they have at their disposal, and they will make that information available to the court once they appear. They say that they have proof of what they term has been collusion between some IEC officials on the one hand and what they say are ANC officials. So it will be interesting to see how the Electoral Court deals with the matter at hand.
Tlokwe, how is it? How are the campaigners being received by the locals?
If you go to, it's different. It depends on what ward do you go to. If you go to Ward 26 and Ward 18, which is the ward that the independent candidates are contesting, you would see a very different picture. There, you can see that these independent candidates have really done their groundwork, and people in those wards are really, they are showing that they are supporting them. And that's one of those wards where ward number 26, where interestingly over the weekend there were clashes between independent candidates on the one hand, supporters of independent candidate on the one hand, and then ANC supporters.
Yes.
So where the independents will be participating, those that have not been disqualified, it looks as though they have done their groundwork.
Fantastic. Well, it looks as if there are all kinds of developments coming from there today, and our reporter Tlokwe Matibedi will be keeping us up to date there live from Tlokwe throughout the day.